Hello everyone, I'm Amanda Panda. Welcome to my channel. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, I have some music going and hopefully that is sounding okay. Yep, okay, perfect. Today is another episode of You Think You Know, where I interview someone in the board game industry using the You Think You Know Me game by Paint Tiger Games questions. Their cards. So that's what these are right here in front of me. And today we have Bree Goldman, who currently is, you might know her from Arcane Wonders. And she has a little kitty in front of her.
I do. This is Samus.
Hey,
She
Sam.
always wants to be in frame when I'm on camera.
Oh, there she is. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. Welcome in, Mr. Pisto #1 in chat. Hello. Hi, Slivers. And there's
Hi, friends.
Kima. Yeah, welcome in. Hey, Time Roller. Kima says, couldn't miss it. Two wonderful people I think are pretty awesome about to talk. Yeah, I get to know Bree a little bit better. And wow, yeah, so I think I met you you were one of the first people that I worked with early on in the industry.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think the very first people was probably Daddy Low, when she was in Panasaurus. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think Arcane Wonders was very early on in my career, in my board gaming career. So I'm very excited for this. Um,
Yeah, me too.
so Bree, do you have a little introduction about yourself before we get going?
Sure. I'm Bree Goldman. I'm marketing manager for Arcane Wonders. I've been working in the board game industry for maybe 5 or 6 years now. Did a bunch of contract work. And my very first job in this industry was the Dwellings of Eldervale community manager,
Ah,
and took on a bunch of contract work and rulebook editing and stuff. Like, basically, that one started when I was still working full time in a different industry. And then when I got laid off from that job, I was like, well, I can ramp this up as a source of income. And then it kind of ballooned into a new uh, career opportunity for me.
that's so
And here I
awesome.
am.
Can I ask what
Thanks.
you were in, what industry you were in the past?
Most recently, before board games, I was working for MGM Resorts International, so casino hospitality. I worked for the parent company, which is the a corporate office, right? But for the company that owns Bellagio, Aria, Mandalay Bay, like basically most of the west side of the Strip in Las Vegas. And I was in the market research department, so we were, among other things, getting feedback from hotel guests. Um, Something like 750,000 survey responses a year. So
Wow,
it was a big program.
that's crazy. Um, Welcome in, Deadpan, and hello, Anna Maria. Anna Maria is
Hi.
the owner of Violet Daisy Games, and they are one of the sponsors today, Violet Daisy Games and Pink Tiger Games, just in case you didn't know. Um, so that is kind of crazy. So, what can I? Okay, so I know that you're currently at Arcane Wonders. The previous one was Lucky Duck. Were you
Yep.
working as marketing manager before Lucky Duck?
Um, Not full time. So I did a bunch of consulting work well, I did a lot of rulebook editing and other editing for Lucky Duck and for some other publishers before that. I also worked on the Seventh Citadel campaign for Sirius Pulp. And sorry, there's a little cat confrontation happening over here. Um, it's just distracting. Yeah, so I did a bunch of contract work, but full time only Lucky Duck and Arcane Wonders.
Oh, sorry. I'm doing something real quick. Let me just do this real quick. There we go.
You just wanted to cover
I
my
know.
face.
I'm sorry. I'm doing things at the same time. Yeah, cat confrontation. But
Confrontation, yes.
confrontation. Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say. No, I forgot. Now I forgot. And we have Amy from Pink Tiger Games saying hi.
Hi,
Welcome in,
Amy.
Amy. How are you doing? But oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Now you saw one of her kitties. You have 3 kitties,
3.
right?
Yep.
What are
And
their names?
actually, 2 of them are between me and my monitor right now. Here's Remy.
Oh,
Hi. Hi, baby. And you saw Samus a minute ago. Kristen is over there being a kitten.
yeah.
So these 2 are older. They're both about 10. Kristen just turned 1 a few days ago. But he is growing rapidly. So Samus is 8 pounds and Remy is 14. And they've both been that weight for years. Kristen was like 5 or 6 pounds when I adopted him in September, and he's now 11 pounds and definitely still growing. So
That's so cute. That's so cute.
hi. Here's Remy.
Oh, the face. The face. It's funny
Yeah.
because I came across a dog related question. I still haven't come across the cat related questions in this thing, but there's a lot of cards in here. So
Oh wow.
yeah, we'll get someday I'll find
Well,
it.
my dad has 5 dogs, so depending
Oh.
on the dog question, I might still be able to answer it. Yes, he has 5 dogs and 1 cat.
Oh wow. The cat puts up with all the dogs?
Yeah, and the dogs are big. Like the smallest of the dogs is probably 40 pounds,
Oh
and the biggest is
wow.
like 110. So yeah.
Nice. Suitably confused, welcome in. Happy Thursday. So let's go through the first question. Yep. This is one I think I should have been starting every single interview with. Do you think I know you? Well,
First of all, what is the question here? Because I
I
mean, on the
know.
card, I don't
Oh yeah.
know this game, so
Yeah.
I
So
don't
this.
fully. It's hard to parse how this is phrased.
So usually, these are question cards, and you'll get a hand of them, and then one person will put down like a card. So like this one, I know you do or do not think I know you, and then everyone would answer, and then the person would say who's correct and who isn't. So
Okay.
I'm kind of using them as like interview questions. And this was, I think, Anna Maria's greatest idea. Oh, not greatest, great idea, because she has a lot of great ideas. But where now I'm kind of twisting them so that then it'd be like, oh, questions. So that's why I'm asking you, like, do you think I know you very well?
Um, I think like there are some things where you know some details about me, but I don't know that we've ever really like hung out outside of streaming.
That's
So,
true. And you're always working at cons, or I'm always
yep,
working at cons, or we're both working
yep.
at cons. So we just hug, say hi, maybe like hang out a little bit, and then I run off.
Go our merry ways.
Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Amy says the rules are that everyone gets 7 cards, and then you pick any card in your hand, play it on any player by reading it out loud and guessing how they would answer. And then each card is a I know statement. And then you would see if you're right or wrong, which is great to get to know people, right? Or even to see how well you get to know your friends, which is fun. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for putting it in a more succinct way than I could have. I was good. Yeah, here's the dog. I found the dog question. If you get
So who fills in the blank?
I will. You can fill in the blank. I can fill in the blank. You can tell me if it's correct or not. We can play this any way you want to.
Yeah, I mean, having just said, I think that you probably don't know me. Maybe you fill in the blank and try to say something that you think I will agree with.
Okay? Sounds good. Amy's finishing the game. Basically, if you get it right, you discard it, and you want to lose all of your cards.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can just use it as prompts, or we can kind of play the game where, yeah, I can be like, well, I think you think dogs are fine. But you don't want to own them.
Yeah, that's accurate. I am
Like,
happy to be able to go hang out with dogs at my dad's house,
yeah,
but I don't want to have a dog myself.
that's awesome. So, is it just like, what is it about dogs that you'd rather just
It's
play
not
with?
the dogs themselves, it's the level of effort involved in taking care of dogs is too much commitment.
That makes sense.
And honestly, I travel too much to have
Mm.
dogs, I think, because
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
at least my cats are mostly self-sufficient when I'm away.
mm-hmm.
Like, my dad comes and checks on them a couple of times when I'm traveling, but for the most part, it's fine to leave them alone in the house. Definitely can't do that with dogs.
That's true. That's true. Do you are you traveling like almost every month in a year for different conventions?
And UK Games Expo, which is why I'm home until June. And then
Mm.
I thought I was handling ACD Games Day, which because I went to it last year, but somebody else from our team is going. So
Okay.
honestly, I did enjoy that show, but I'm perfectly happy to have 6 weeks at home in the middle of the year unexpectedly. So I have no problem with not going. I am a little bummed about not going to UK Games Expo though.
Yeah. I've never gone before, so hopefully I'll be able to go someday. Um, I know if you could be anyone living or dead for one day, you'd want to be. Oh, this is a hard one. I don't think I would know who you would want to be. I don't. Oh, would you want to
Would it
be?
be easier to guess who I might want to meet?
Oh, yeah. But I was gonna say something, but I was gonna make a joke that you would want to be Shaquille O'Neal just to see how tall people are.
Yeah. But the truth is, I could be almost anyone and have that experience.
If you don't know, me and Bree are pretty much the same height.
Yeah,
I may be like a half an inch taller than her.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what
Yeah, I'm
boots you're wearing that
4'10".
day.
Yep. I just got a pair of boots that have like 6-inch platform heels. Like the whole, it's not heels, it's actually the whole
Holy
base
crap.
of the shoe.
Which is more
Makes me
comfortable.
so makes me so much taller. They're actually pretty comfortable. I need to put an insole in, like the insert, just because the support is really hard. But like walking in them is easy. It's not like wearing heels. But they make me so much taller that it actually like freaks people out who know me because all of a sudden I'm the same height as them or like significantly taller than normal. Yeah.
That's
The first
hilarious.
time I wore them, I went over to my dad's house and he was like, "Oh, I'm not okay with this."
That's so funny. Wait, Amy, are you also? You're not 4'10". Um. Oh,
Amy's close to my height. I think she's taller.
yeah. Kimma. Oh, I missed your question, Kimma. But we'll get back to it. I'll take your question in a minute. But yeah. I thought Amy feels taller than me. Not significantly, but feels taller than me for sure. Uh,
She's not shorter than me. So I would remember that.
yeah. So who would you want to meet? I'm gonna say it's not someone in the board game industry, like a
I'd agree with
designer.
that.
I don't know if you are like a movie fan. I kind of want to say it's someone historical. I
You
don't
trying
know.
to get a read on me?
I am. I'm like, who? Why don't you let us know? I
And I'd probably go with some sort of scientist,
Mm.
somebody who isn't alive now, because there's always the chance that I might get to talk to somebody who is alive. Um, but exactly who, I don't know. Mary Curie, someone like
Oh,
in that category, like
yeah.
somebody who discovered or invented something in the past would be really cool to meet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah, I agree. I would love to just go through their thought processes, like how they think. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Kima says, my question for both of you is, what are you enjoying playing recently?
Correct, Kim. I do not want to die of radiation poisoning. I played a scenario of Clank Legacy 2 last night.
Oh.
Love that game. Really love it. I mean, Clank Legacy was already my favorite Legacy game, and this is just more of the same. So, yeah, it's fantastic.
My Clank Legacy 1 is in Pandemic Purgatory. I had a group of 4 women. We were all going to play it. We were all different animals, and we were going to name everything after the different animal, like, family that we were And we got, I think, 1 game in, and then the pandemic shut us down, and I haven't gotten anybody back together.
Meh.
I know. I really want to play Clank. I want to play Clank Legacy 2. I love Clank. I just bought Clank Catacombs to support my local game store.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but I want to. Clank is great.
Good. It's good, yeah. What I've been playing lately is heavier games. I played SETI, like, recently. Nice. Unconscious Mind recently.
Oops, right the side right there.
Yep.
I just played Civolution finally.
Oh, yes. That one's good too. Yeah. But yeah, those are the ones. They're all very good. I feel like publishers and designers are really understanding that, like, longer, heavier games should be a little bit, like, easy to, have decisions, but the decisions compound in a certain way that the strategy is not that easy to understand, right? Easy to learn, but hard to master type of thing. So
yeah, one thing I do admire about a lot of heavier games, and that I prefer to play games that have this quality, is even if there's a lot of rules overhead to get from sitting down for the first time to taking your first turn, once you know how to play, the turns are fast.
Yes.
Right? You don't have, like, massive overhead for every decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that all of the decisions matter.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree on that 100%. Kima says, I need to learn both those games. They're on my unplayed shelf is what I'm guessing. I've tried to learn them and fell asleep during the video tutorials. Aw, that's funny. There's some really, like, Meeple University does some really good video tutorials.
Yep.
I feel like they did the best Civolution tutorial because he tells you, if you want to get this, these are the different places to get them because they're spread across the board. And I feel like he goes in a very logical manner, and I really learned it pretty easily. So, but yeah. Next question.
Just like, if I want to grow flippers, I have to figure out how to grow some more appendages first.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes. So what is your favorite cereal? I am gonna say, like, a oatmeal granola combo.
I mean, I could definitely go for something like that. I don't typically eat cereal, like, as a breakfast food. Mm-hmm. But when I go to Pinkberry, my favorite combination is just the plain tart yogurt, like their unflavored plain tart, and Fruity Pebbles.
Oh man, I haven't gotten Fruity Pebbles in such a long time.
It's a really great combination because the plain tart yogurt obviously is quite tart.
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles are sweet, but they're also crunchy.
Yes.
It adds a really good crunch to frozen yogurt.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good idea. I was watching a lady, she was trying out ice creams made with cereal milk, and that's where you soak the milk with cereal, and then it gets the flavor of the cereal, but it wasn't that great.
And then you take that milk and make ice cream out of it?
Yeah, and then you mix in bits of the cereal. And the one she got was not that great, but it reminds me that like I've been only eating like Fruit Loops when I go to conventions because it's easy to do, or like Frosted Flakes. But I haven't really. I used to love Smacks, and I used to love like I would eat Pebbles every once in a while, but I've never like. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I should. I wish there was more small box like cereals. I hate getting a giant box of cereal.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna
it's too
finish.
much of a commitment.
Exactly. Um, oh, so Kima says Monique and Naveen are usually go-to. Yes, before you play.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
They are high on my list when I'm hiring people to make tutorials for our games.
Yeah,
I really like their work.
absolutely. Reggie says great idea for an interview. Yes, welcome in, Rolling Reggie. It was Anna Maria's idea, so great job, Anna Maria. And then Kima says Captain Crunch. Oh, I haven't
I
had
do
Captain.
remember Captain Crunch. I
I've
like
not.
Captain Crunch.
Wow, I probably haven't had Captain Crunch in like 2 decades. I
Yeah.
rarely eat that. That's man. Now I'm like, oh, where's the cereal bar at the
What was
next?
there was a peanut butter one.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
It wasn't Pops. Pops was just like a corn
Yeah.
cereal. I don't remember which one that was.
Cereal. Peanut butter. Oh, there was a peanut butter crunch
Okay.
that was Captain Crunch, but peanut butter flavor.
Interesting.
I feel like that's not what I was thinking of, but
No.
that is what Google came up with for peanut butter cereal.
Roland Reggie says Cinnamon Toast Crunch for him. Nice. And Kima says that the secret is his chevrons actually make him an admiral. Captain Crunch is actual admiral.
Ha!
But
That's funny.
it doesn't have the same ring. That is funny.
That is really funny.
I would have never picked up on that.
Yeah, it must be the Captain Crunch peanut butter crunch that I'm thinking of.
Hmm.
There is a Panda Puff peanut butter
yeah.
flavor.
I don't like peanut butter flavored like stuff as much. Like I don't eat a peanut butter cup.
Oh, see, those are my favorite.
Oh.
I did not like peanut butter as a kid,
Mm-mm.
although I do now, but I've always loved peanut butter flavored candies, like Reese's peanut butter cups. Although, like most things, I am picky about the consistency. I like a peanut butter cup, but what I really love are the seasonal ones, like the egg shaped ones and the tree shaped ones, because they're softer.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's interesting. So do you have a size preference? Because there's like minis and then there's regulars and then there's the jumbos and
It's more about the consistency
than
the size, and I don't think they make the minis of the soft ones.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But I have a similar thing with sweet tarts.
Oh.
Remember sweet tarts? They come in a tube.
Yeah.
Right? And they're kind of like concave.
Yeah.
But they're hard.
Yeah.
They make the same exact candy that comes in a box. It's the movie theater size packaging.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also buy it at Walmart, like places that sell bigger packaging stuff. The sweet tarts in the box are a different shape, and they're not as hard.
Oh, I had
They're
no
not
idea.
soft.
Yeah.
They're not chewy, but they are not as dense.
Oh, interesting.
So that, like, if you suck on them, they will dissolve in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to the ones in the tube where you, like, bite into them and they snap in half.
That is...
Yeah, I am...
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kima, texture is super important for food. That's basically exactly what I was about to say, is the combination of textures. Like, there are certain ones that I love and certain ones that I just... There's nothing that will, like, keep me... Like, a texture that... I can't think of a texture that would keep me from eating something, but there are definitely some that I seek out.
Agreed. Well, like, okay, I like the flavor of onions, but I don't like the texture of onions. So I'll eat an onion ring by taking out the onion. Because I like the flavor of the crunch and then everything. But
yeah, I have a friend who feels the same, but she will eat cooked onions
but not raw.
because they're not crunchy the way raw onions
Mm.
are. Or like if a soup calls for onions that are blended so that it has the flavor
Oh
but there's no
yes.
crunch,
Yeah, yeah,
she's
yeah.
fine with that.
Yeah, like a French onion soup. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's see what I have. Kima says this like whether or not something is an admiral or a captain is the conversation they're going through about. Yes. Yes. Peter G. Evans, welcome in, says hate biting into a raw onion. Yeah, no thank you. Um oh, Kima likes super thin onions. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I just don't like the onion at all. So that's me. Why am I? Okay, kill wait. Okay, cool. The next question is, if you could be. Oh wait, we already talked about this one. Never mind. Never mind. Ooh, the most decadent thing you ever done.
This is a tough one even for me to narrow down. You
Like,
define decadent. I've eaten at
yeah.
some really like fancy and expensive restaurants.
Yeah. I think that would be
Um,
decadent.
I had a really phenomenal meal at Nobu in
Ooh,
the Bahamas,
nice.
where we were there for the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure, which at the time, and this is now like 15 years ago, my dad and stepmom both worked for PokerStars,
Oh
and
wow.
um, this was basically the Atlantis Resort's way of thanking them for the business. So they just said like, here's a table for 10 in a private room at Nobu, and it will be the omakase menu. So they'll just bring food. You just tell them like, I'm allergic to this, I don't like this, and then they just bring food until you tell them to stop.
Oh wow.
And it was and that included alcohol, like whatever you wanted. It
Dang.
was So it was my dad and stepmom and me and my grandfather and his girlfriend and like three other friends. And
Wow.
we just it was a truly spectacular meal.
Yeah. I think that would agree. Yeah, luxurious self-indulgent. Yes. I
Yeah,
think that
it
would be
wasn't
it.
self-indulgent to the extent that I was not paying for it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
otherwise, yes.
Oh man, that's like a once in a lifetime for me. I would like, oh, man, I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
I mean, I still think about it 15 years later, so.
If only
Remy's back,
there's Remy. If only there's money in board games.
right?
um, if you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would you choose? Let's make it people who are alive. I was gonna say
I
something
would not choose to
snarky.
trade places with somebody in their grave.
Yeah. Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
I don't even know who I would guess for you for this. Like,
Yeah.
what what are the benefits of trading places with someone for one day?
I guess you could live their life, or you could affect some changes. Is all I'm gonna say. we all know what I'm thinking. But...
Yeah, maybe we don't go too political
yeah,
on this
exactly.
stream, but yes, enough said. Because
Yes,
that was
yes.
my first thought as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
um.
actually, there's another piece of that that Kimma
Mhm.
just reminded me of, which is somebody else could potentially experience my life.
Yeah, that is
Like
true.
maybe somebody I who I feel like I could be closer to if they understood me better.
Mhm.
I'd be like, hey, you can like we can trade places and I can experience what it's like to have a day in your life. You can experience what it's like to be 4'10" and not able to reach the top shelves in my own house.
I know. I use it for storage. It's like, oh, I know I'm not gonna reach it
Yeah.
unless I climb onto the
It's
counter.
storage and it's a place for my cats to climb.
uh, yeah, kitties like the tall places. They're either
Yep.
tree dwellers or yeah, or they like to be in the middle of stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good question to think about. Uh, I know it's easy or hard for you to ask for advice. I think you you don't have any qualms about asking people for advice.
Yeah, I really like asking for advice because I feel like there's so many things I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
and things that I would like to know better, and I like seeking out people, not even experts necessarily, but just people with more experience than me in an area
Mm-hmm.
and learning from them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's like you know a lot of people in the industry and it's easier when you kind of know them a little bit. But yeah, I
That's true.
I agree that, you know, it's okay to ask for advice and it's always good to continually learn things, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of a sillier one. Your favorite kind of cake? Hmm. I don't know. Maybe you're not a cake person, you're a pie person. Hmm.
I don't dislike cake. I do like pie, but I am a frosting person. So if you're a cake person, because in my experience, most people either want the cake or the frosting,
mm.
but but it seems like there's more people who want the cake and not the frosting.
Uh-huh.
So I have a very easy time when there's cake going around being like, "Hey, do you want to share? You eat the cake, I'll eat the frosting."
That's awesome. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, John, for the air horn noise. He tries to scare me with these sounds, and I don't think it happens. So,
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
yeah.
I do like the corner piece, especially if it's got
Mm.
like a flower on it.
Oh, yeah, with the extra frosting. I'm definitely a not. I'm a cake person. I like a little bit of frosting, but I'm a cake person.
Yeah,
Amy
so we
is.
could share.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
like a
I
little
love
bit of
that.
cake. Otherwise,
Yes.
all the frosting.
Yes, Amy is also a frosting person too, which is yeah. I love when we don't overlap and I can share food with
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
But also pie, like pumpkin pie,
Mm-hmm.
or
But
like almost any pie that's served hot with ice
oh,
cream, like that
yes.
temperature difference. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Do you like Pazookies then? The hot cookie with the ice
Yes.
cream? Yeah.
Yeah. PJs. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I like sweet potato pie, but everyone always talks about pumpkin pie. Mmm.
Did I
Yeah.
say sweet potato pie?
No, you said pumpkin pie. I
Okay.
love.
It's all corners. Oops, all corners.
I mean, Trader Joe's makes the smaller cakes that yeah works, but yeah, for
Oh, I should
sure.
go to Trader Joe's today.
Kimma likes both, so they'll take a middle piece. Yeah, I like Asian cakes because their frosting is like whipped cream, so it's not so
Mm,
sweet. So I would take a corner piece from an Asian cake with whipped
okay.
cream frosting. But yeah.
Yum.
Uh, do you usually remember your dreams? I'm gonna say yes.
I It's hard to know how common it is since I don't remember the ones that I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I do often remember my dreams, especially in the last, also probably about 15 years. I've been on medication to help me sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have classic insomnia. I don't have a problem falling asleep. But as far back as I can remember, like at least back to age 6,
Mm-hmm.
I have had a very hard time staying asleep.
Ah.
So I will wake up fully awake, eyes open, every like 2 to 3 hours.
Oh.
And I've learned to go back to sleep, to just
Mm-hmm.
close my eyes and go back to sleep. But that's still disruptive. It means that, 8 hours is not enough.
Yeah.
And so before I was on medication to help me sleep, every day I had to drag myself out of bed to go to work. And it
Oh.
was just like always, I never felt like I got enough sleep.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
once I've tried a bunch of different things. Most recently, I'm on trazodone, which I was on almost said Aleve. What is it? What is? I can only think of the generic Zolpidem,
Uh,
Ambien.
yes.
Um, but my doctor wanted to get me off of controlled substances,
Mm-hmm.
which I was fine with. So now I take trazodone. And what I find is with the medications, I have more vivid, memorable dreams, like more
Oh.
often and more. Like actually had a dream last night about playing caution signs at a hotel with Danielle and Scott and like a dozen other people. But it was this weird, like, dilapidated hotel, and the only place we could find to play games together was in the hall outside of our rooms.
Okay.
The whole thing was very weird. I mean, my dreams are very weird. But then there was an argument over why these components were included in the game. And the components were not components that are in Caution Signs. They're actually, I think they were the components from Trash Talk.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, the game with
Yeah.
the little
Yeah.
pieces of trash that you're trying to match. Um, and somebody was like not taking their turn because they wanted to argue about why are these pieces in the game. And Danielle and Scott were trying to make the case for them. But I have no idea what the case was because they obviously don't belong in the box.
That's so interesting. That's so
Welcome to
interesting.
Dream Interpretation with Amanda and Bree.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Anybody in chat want to venture a guess about what that meant?
I
Oh, and
think
for context, Danielle and Scott are the designers of
yeah,
Caution Signs. Danielle Reynolds and
Reynolds.
Scott Brady.
Yeah. I think that just means you miss them and you want to play more games with them.
Yeah,
And also you've probably been playtesting too many games and
that's true.
in
In fact,
trying to process
the
that.
call I was on, so I was on a call when Amanda started this call
Mm-hmm.
today. And the call that I was on was with coworkers playtesting a change to a different Scott Brady game that we're going to be publishing later this year, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Kima says you miss playing games. I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I did actually see both Danielle and Scott just a couple of weeks ago. I did not get to play Caution Signs in the hallway of a dilapidated hotel with them, but
Yeah.
yeah, Amy,
That's also
very
true.
accurate.
Yeah. Kima says I have super vivid dreams all the time. I can remember a lot recurring places that feel like deja vu. I never visited but dreamt about before. Interesting. I get more vivid dreams when I'm anxious. Like, like that whole I'm gonna miss my test, or I press on the brakes and I can't stop my car, or I really
Yep.
need to pee, but every bathroom I step into in my dreams is not really a bathroom, and I realize I can't pee because I'm not actually in a bathroom, or someone's watching me or something. And then I'm like, I
Yeah.
need to really wake up before I pee my bread.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I actually do. I'll often have dreams about peeing because if I wake up in the middle of the night, I always have to pee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's definitely like in my mind if I'm not waking up. That's something I'm thinking about for sure. Yeah, I also like you were saying about being anxious, I have vivid dreams when I need to wake up early. Like if I have a very early morning flight, which is always now because Robert books me on 6 a.m. flights all the time. So I'm like, I have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I actually stress so much about waking up that early that I will stay up instead.
Oh. What happens with me is I always wake up an hour earlier than my alarm. So like if I'm stressed about waking up early, like I need to wake up at 5, I'll wake up at 4. And I'm like, dang it, but I need that 1 hour extra sleep.
Yeah.
John said we tried that almond cake from IKEA. It was salted caramel variety. It was good, but why was there peanuts on top? So I don't think that's the same almond cake that I've loved from IKEA. I think they changed their almond cake because I don't remember peanuts on top of it. But there is an almond cake from IKEA that is delicious in their like frozen food aisle. But I don't know. I don't like it when they switch things on me and I lose access to my yummy foods.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Agree.
Agreed. Speaking of airplanes, do you like... No one likes the middle seat. I don't even know why. It's always window or aisle. Um, I like window because I like leaning into the window and you get a little bit more room and you can actually put stuff next to like the wall. And not all the way tucked in. They just need your feet to be free. But I think you're an aisle person to get in and out easier.
It's funny. I actually like the window for a lot of the same reasons. I've never thought about the tucking stuff against the wall.
Yeah.
But I like to have some place to lean my head.
Okay, so you're a windows person.
But I won't complain about an aisle seat.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm choosing, obviously I'm not going to pick middle.
Yeah.
I always have to pee on flights, speaking of peeing. So not having to ask somebody, like a stranger, to move so that I can go to the bathroom is nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I've actually like stepped like from seat handle to seat handle because someone's sleeping and I need a pee and I'm like climbing out of there. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Ooh, do you prefer sunrises or sunsets? I'm gonna say sunsets because you're not a morning person.
Yeah. I actually, if I'm awake,
yeah,
like if I have to be awake, I find sunrises very peaceful. But I definitely see more sunsets than sunrises.
I love the transition of twilight when everything's like purple hued. It's so magical and beautiful. But yeah.
And you get kind of the switch between the daytime, like wildlife, like bird song and insects, to the nighttime more like it tends to be quieter because a lot of insects are diurnal. So then it's quieter once it gets dark, and then you've got the nighttime birds and
Absolutely. Kima, sunrise. I wake up at 5 a.m. The world is peaceful. Oh, ouch.
I mean, I agree with that. I just won't wake up at 5 a.m. by choice.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. You see a lot of wildlife, in the mornings, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip this food-related question. Oh, this is funny. Your shoe size. Okay, so if I'm like a 5.5, I'm gonna say you're also 5.5. Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
5.5, 6. But honestly, like, it's not so much that I need a 6 as that it's just easier to find them. So I wear them.
Yeah, agreed. I also have wide feet, so I like a 5.5 wide, but there's oftentimes, I think shoes have gone away from like wide sizes now, and I'm very sad. So I'll do a 6 because it's a little bit bigger, yeah.
I'm also going to guess that Amy probably wears like a 5 or 5.5.
I'd say a 5.5, 6 too, because I think she's a little bit taller than me. So, but yeah, we all have tiny feet. But that's why I like buying shoes in Taiwan or like in Asia.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because you can get some really cute shoes that are not childish, but that fit well and everything. So
I have never been anywhere in Asia, but I would love to go.
Oh, we gotta do the Tokyo night market together.
I would love that.
So fun. Yeah. Oh, here's the cake.
Who's back?
Yeah. Yes, Amy is 5.5, 6. Wait, Amy, have you not ever been to an Asian country? Yeah, see, but you're so adorable that you can wear all the kids' shoes. Yeah. Do you prefer...
I just want Heelys.
Oh man! I could so see you in Heelys. That is true. Why don't adult shoes have light-up heels? I don't know. Yeah. Yes, Heelys, absolutely. Do you prefer donuts or cupcakes?
I think probably cake donuts. The ones that are like the really dense donut.
Yeah.
I guess if I'm seeking it out, I'd probably go for donuts over cupcakes, but same with cake. With cupcake, I just want the frosting.
I'm the opposite. I will have a yeasty donut, so you can have the cake donuts, and I like the yeasty donuts.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's talk about what countries you have visited.
So I have not been anywhere in Asia, but I have been to a handful of countries in Europe. Um, I have just barely crossed the border into both Mexico and Canada. Like I've been to, well, actually, Mexico on a cruise. I've been further south. But outside of cruising, the only times I've been to either Mexico or Canada are literally just like walking across the border to Tijuana or at Niagara Falls.
Mm.
But then England, Germany, Spain, Andorra,
Oh,
which is a country, even though it's like the size of a postage stamp. It's between Spain and France. It's like this unbelievably tiny country. Poland. I think that might be it. And the crazy thing is that other than Spain, all of those are in the last like 4 years. I went to Spain when I was 17. And then I didn't go back to Europe until I was basically until I started the job at Lucky Duck.
interesting. Yeah, like I'm very lucky in that my mom loves to travel. She travels a lot more than I do. So I've been to a bunch of different countries. But yeah. Amy says yesterday I had a donut that had cake frosting on it. I think
Yeah.
that's yeah. Beyond Dead says the problem with yeasty airy donuts is they're not filling. Could eat a dozen and still be hungry. They're not for filling, Beyond Dead 13, and welcome in. They're for snacking or desserts. You squeeze them in after you're full. Yeah. Oh, I can see you. Are you a peacemaker or a fighter? I see you being both, depending on the situation. Like,
yeah, it very much depends.
Yeah.
If there's a cause, if there's a person who can't defend themselves, very much a fighter. More likely to be sticking up for someone else.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't like fighting. So I think my default would be peacemaker.
Absolutely. That's exactly
but I'm not
what
willing to sacrifice. Like, I'm not going to try to make peace between a bully and the person he's bullying.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. So do you want to travel to which Asian country do you want to travel to the most?
Japan. 100% Japan.
Yes. Absolutely.
I would like to visit Hong Kong on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Either to Japan or Australia, but Japan is the destination for sure.
Yeah. Japan's within easy reach of a lot of different places. My uncle just did a cruise around Japan. Like, it literally went around the island. I'm like, oh, I would want to do that. That sounds fun. Oh, I forget. Are you a tea or a coffee drinker? I think you're a coffee drinker. Am I wrong?
I'm
no,
not
you're
a
a
coffee
tea
drinker. I don't really drink a lot of either. I'm more likely to drink an energy drink than either one. But if I have to choose between a coffee and a tea, I'll take the tea.
Yeah.
If I'm going to drink coffee, it's going to be like mocha or, something super sweetened.
Yeah. What kind of, you're drinking from a can today. What drinks are you drinking right now?
This is a sun-kissed orange zero sugar.
Oh.
But it does have caffeine. I just like the taste.
That's cool. We have.
I do get headaches if I go too long without caffeine.
Oh yeah, like, that's the withdrawal.
More than a couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the one of the greatest things ever invented? Let me think what you would think one of the greatest things ever invented is. Hmm. I'm gonna say the internet?
Yeah, the internet is pretty great.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I took a history of technology class in college
Oh.
where we talked about like the things that were like when they were invented, they changed lives,
Mm-hmm.
right? That
Mm-hmm.
was like, and I mean, we're not talking about stuff like penicillin. We're talking about like the clock or the stirrup, like
Ooh.
things that you might not really think of, but
Yeah.
like the difference between trying to ride a horse before the stirrup existed and then being like having the control and the ability to mount more easily with the stirrup and stay mounted more easily, really like it was hugely impactful on like day-to-day life when it was invented.
That's so cool. What was your
Running
major?
water,
Yeah.
uh not that. My major was neuroscience,
Oh
the
wow.
biology of the brain. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah, sanitation, rolling register. Yeah, hot water, running hot water. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Um we have just a few more questions and then we're gonna head on out. Oh, are you allergic to something? Anything? You're not allergic to cats.
I
Um
am actually
oh
allergic
you
to cats.
oh yeah, you oh yeah, but you have
But like many things, you can build up a tolerance to
Mhm.
even something you're allergic to.
Are
If you
you
if you have enough of them, if you try hard enough.
are you allergic
Remy's
to
right
food?
here. I think he's off frame.
Yeah.
No,
Oh yeah.
no food allergies. There are foods I don't like, but nothing I'm allergic to.
What foods do you not like?
Olives.
I also agree. I don't like olives. But yeah.
They're gross. And they're like if I order something that normally has olives and I ask for it without,
Mm.
if they forget and they put the olives on and then realize that they need to take them off,
Huh.
and so they like pick them off and then
Yeah.
they still serve me that meal,
Yeah.
I can still taste the olives.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
that's how sensitive I am to that flavor. I do not like.
Yeah. That's yeah. I can see that. I can see that. They're definitely a different taste than normal for sure. Um. The next question is, what's your favorite candy? This I have no clue
So,
about.
I mean, we talked a little bit earlier about like textures and flavors, and I
Mm.
mentioned some that
Oh,
like the
that's true.
Reese's, uh, not the well, I like the regular peanut butter cups. Don't get me wrong, I'll still eat those, but I really prefer the softer seasonal ones, and also those sweet tarts that I mentioned, the ones
Mm.
that come in the box.
Mhm.
Love
Mhm.
those.
Nice. Um. I Kima says, "Do I like the Maynards of Fuzzy Peaches?" And I do. I love a peach gummy. I think, but I don't know if that would be my favorite. It's like peach ring peach gummy. I always go for. I love Kit Kats, but
I
I
do like
don't
Kit
think
Kats.
if it would be.
Do you
Yeah,
like the big ones? Like they make like a huge Kit Kat now. It's like almost the size of a regular candy bar.
I've not tried them.
I think they call them Big Cats.
Yeah, the big chunky ones. I do
Hmm.
also love like a crunch bar, like with the Rice
Yes.
Krispie in the middle. Yeah,
Yep. Yum.
I
I like
think
that.
it is a texture thing, right? I like the crunch of the
Yep.
wafer with the chocolate. I think that's the thing. Yeah.
Agreed. That's a great combination.
Kit Kat Crunchy. Oh, okay. So here's a what creeps you out? Oh, I don't think
Uh,
you're creeped out at spiders, are you? No.
no, spiders, if I'm in the shower, basically if I'm naked, I have a totally different reaction to spiders than otherwise. But the thing that does always creep me out is scorpions. And I've been
Oh,
very lucky to have never seen a scorpion in Vegas, which is like incredibly fortunate because they actually are pretty common here.
yeah,
To the
yeah,
point where a lot of people have blacklight flashlights because scorpions glow under
yeah,
blacklight.
yeah.
So if you're going in your backyard in a neighborhood where you know there are scorpions, you use the black light flashlight to make sure that you're not about to step on a scorpion.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah. No, that would creep me out too. Because yeah. It's very painful if you get stung by a scorpion.
Yes. But they're just creepy looking to me.
Very
Like
creepy
even just looking at pictures of them creeps me out.
So there's no scorpions in any Arcane Wonders game so far.
Not to my knowledge. And not if I have anything to do with it.
Exactly. Hello, Tantarellus. How are you doing? Oh, would you prefer to be a superhero or a supervillain? I feel like you are a superhero, just in general. But I feel like you would have fun being a supervillain.
Yeah.
But only you know.
I'm thinking kind of super villainish, like Gru from Despicable Me.
Uh-huh.
Like he's not really a villain. Like he's trying to be bad, but he's really a good guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I agree. Superhero.
Yeah. Although it'd be really cool to have just a whole bunch of minions at your disposal.
Yes.
I would absolutely love that. With great power comes great responsibility. Hero ever, villain never. That's true. But Bree has a lot of responsibility, and she's a very responsible person, so... let's switch on over to music. If you had to listen to one album for the rest of your life...
Oh boy.
I have no idea. I don't think we've ever really talked about music.
Yeah, I think that would make me crazy. Like, I would almost rather not listen to music than have to listen to the same music over and over again. I can't think of anything I would want to listen to forever.
I think for me it would probably be a soundtrack to a movie, because there's a lot of different maybe genres.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, Kima says Inception soundtrack. Interesting. Hello, Dutch Yoda. How are you doing? What am I doing? I'm doing that. Okay, cool. Clear. And I will do. If y'all have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, I'm gonna do another couple of questions. Then we're gonna head on out. What's going on here? Stop. Don't know what's my thing's doing. Okay. I feel like you are pretty calm in stressful situations. Like you're.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I definitely do. Try to, like, find the calm in the storm, because I can't make good decisions when I'm panicky. So if I feel like being panicky is a luxury. Like, if the only way I can afford to be panicky is if I'm not in a position to do something about the situation. Otherwise, I have to force myself to be calm, because I can't get anything done otherwise.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh. What is the most used emoji? The cry laugh? No. Thumbs up?
Probably probably the thumbs up. But the one that I use the most that I don't see a lot of other people using is the little, like, party popper. Like, I think it's called ta-da in most, like, if you're searching for it. That's just like a little celebration. To me, it just says yay. You know, like, I'm excited about this. I use that a lot.
Yeah, Kima, if you're in a leadership position, you have to project calm even though you're panicky inside. Yes, that's true. I guess we can end with, I know if you dedicate your life to one cause, it would be, animal protection?
Yeah, I could do that.
Is there another cause that's close and dear to your heart?
I mean, my instinct is to say, like, ending world hunger, but again, that's so dependent on money, right? Like, so from the perspective of like something that's within reach for me to do now, yeah, animal. Like even just like rescuing or fostering or yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Bonzinator!
Oh no.
I guess we'll have to do a couple more questions.
Okay.
Bonzinator, welcome in.
Hi, Bonds.
She was doing a morning where she goes ahead and does her makeup and then plays a game. Welcome in,
Neat.
Bonds. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. If you don't know, I'm Amanda Panda. Welcome to my channel. This is a special episode called You Think You Know, where we take the game You Think You Know Me from Pink Tiger Games and use them as interview questions. And on this episode, we have Bree Goldman, from Arcane Wonders currently, and last episode it was Banana Chan, and we're just chit-chatting, getting to know each other. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, My Blue Heather. Welcome in, Bonds. How are you all doing? Yeah, speaking of emojis, there's a lot of cat emojis. And there's Bree's information if you want to go follow her on Blue Sky and, keep an eye out on what Arcane Wonders is doing. Hello, my name is 11. Welcome in. I always have to say that, look at that, because it doesn't have the capitalization, so I'm like, I want to say Steven, but it's not Steven.
It's not Steven, it's Sullivan.
It's Sullivan.
Sullivan.
No, you're fine, you're fine. That's just how the things are. But yeah, it's like, My Blue Heather has her, like, the B in the head. Yeah. It just spells a little bit easier. But yeah, so let's do a few more, and then we can head on out. Do you like to write and use to-do lists? I'm gonna say yes. Like most of us that have a lot to do.
Why am I not able to figure out where my camera is? Yeah.
Yes. Oh wow. Yeah. So now.
Yeah, because what I discovered eventually was if I put my notes, my to-do lists and things on sticky notes, I'd lose them.
Oh yeah.
So it has to be in a notebook.
Do you still do Bree? No, it was Ruel that started, but you started like a yearbook thing. Do you at conventions?
Yeah,
do you still
I don't
do that?
really do it anymore because I found that it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
At shows when my time is actually pretty precious, and it was starting to take too much time, and I found it to be, unfortunately, kind of a distraction.
Yeah.
But I do really enjoy it.
Yeah. It's so good to like look
Cat
back.
Rescue, I need that one. I've started a section of my board game collection devoted to cat themed games.
Oh.
And so I'm working on tracking down any and all cat themed games. So basically I need all of Tate's games.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do the same with pandas. I need to back some more pandas, but yeah. Absolutely. Oh man, I need to go through all the cat themed games and give you a list of what I have.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Definitely. Because it turns out I don't have that many.
Oh. Hello, is it Turban? Says sticky notes turn into accents on every service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. And then Kima says, I make self-memos on my phone. Yeah, it's great at reminding me. Yeah.
The reminder would be important for me, because the problem for me with taking notes on my phone is that I'll never see them again.
Oh, that's true.
Because there's no visual reminder to me that I've taken notes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I do put things on my calendar that I need to remember, like not necessarily like things that I need to remember to do. I will make a calendar entry so I get a reminder at it, because a lot of the time it'll be like I find out that I need to take care of something, but I'm on a live stream. So I'll pop it onto my calendar just to remind me in like 2 hours.
Yeah. Thank you, Taryn. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, I can't set dates and times. Taryn says, my notes tend to just shuffled into grocery lists.
Yep.
Yes. I always write things down too. Yeah. Yeah. Or else I'll forget too. But it depends on where I am. Do you prefer snow angels or sandcastles? I'm guessing sandcastles. Based on what you like.
actually really like cold weather. I know
Ah.
it's counterintuitive because I live in a very hot place, but I I find sand gets into places
Mm.
that I didn't even know I had places. Um, so yeah, I would choose snow angels, I think.
Yeah, and that like goes right into you
Yeah.
then prefer to be too cold.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I would way rather be cold and need to put on a hoodie than be hot and not be able to take off all the layers.
Yes, I agree. It's much easier to get warm than to cool down. You can be naked and you need like wind and water
Yeah.
just to like yeah, for true. Um, if you were stranded on a deserted island, um, either way, I don't know how to say it now. What would you want with you? I guess
I mean,
yeah.
in terms of basic necessities, like I don't know, an unlimited source of water, but
Yeah.
um,
Let's say you had all the basic necessities.
yeah,
What's a luxury?
books.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a Nook or a Kindle, or you use your phone, or do you
Um,
like
I
physical
actually
books?
mostly listen to books now on Audible.
Ah, yeah, absolutely.
And
Bless you.
I still really enjoy physical books.
Mm.
Yeah, my
Field
blue heather
airplane.
says a fueled airplane.
Yeah. A
Smart.
spoon? A spoon. Yeah. Yeah, that would be part of like, yeah, absolutely. The
Oh,
necessities.
I think Terran means if it was a deserted island, like desert. That not desert,
Dessert.
dessert. Yes.
I don't know what's the like. I always get those two mixed up, desert and dessert on the spelling. I think dessert has more s's in it. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That just came up for me last night, actually playing Blueprints. Have you
Oh,
played
you
that?
playing Blueprints
Yeah.
too. How are you
Yeah.
enjoying it?
It's great.
Oh
I
man,
just started it yesterday, but
nice.
yeah, the
Yeah,
whole desert and dessert thing does come up.
yeah, and
I will not say more.
Bonds is playing through it too, and I was like, oh, do I want to play it? I don't know. So I lurk. Um, I think you know how to change a flat tire, and
I think I know how, but
yeah,
like I don't know if I could actually physically do it,
yeah,
if that makes
that makes
sense. Like I
sense.
know
That
what
makes
the
sense.
steps are.
Yeah. Um, do you prefer sweet or savory?
Very much depends on the situation. Um, if I had to choose one forever, probably savory, but it depends on my blood sugar.
Oh, that's so funny. I know how to dial
Yeah,
AAA.
exactly. That's exactly what I know.
Um, I can change a tire. It's just whether or not I can get the nuts tight enough, right?
Yeah.
Because there's ways that you can loosen it, but whether or not I can get it tight enough would be a thing.
Yep.
Do you prefer movies or museums?
So in general, probably movies,
Mm.
but it depends on the museum. Because like I went to the Strong Museum of Play
Oh
in
yeah, that's
Rochester, New York a couple of
cool.
weeks ago, and that was so cool,
Yeah.
right? So like I have a hard time with art museums, although I have found my mom is an artist and we get such different experiences from going to art museums. So going together can actually be really eye-opening for me and I enjoy that.
Okay.
But if I'm choosing, I would choose. I mean, we have so many random we have the Atomic Testing Museum here in Vegas and Neon Museum and the Mob Museum and
Pinball.
Pinball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So we have lots of cool like non-art museums and I like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Hey, birthday angel. My dad made me change our not flat car tire multiple times before I'm allowed to drive. Oh, that's smart though, because
Mm-hmm.
you know it's a good skill to have for sure. for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so let's get back into board games. So what was your favorite childhood game? And I'm gonna say it was not Monopoly.
No, it was not Monopoly. It was probably Pente, which I actually
Oh,
still have.
okay.
It's
What's
a
that one about?
really, it's so it's played on a Go board with the
Okay.
Go type of pieces. They're actually normally glass in the
Mm-hmm.
Pente game, but it's played on the intersections instead of in the spaces
Oh.
of the grid.
Uh-huh.
And the goal is just to get 5 in a row, but you play one at a time. And there's a way of capturing your opponent's pieces. So there's an alternate win condition where if you capture 5 pairs, you also win. But that's the whole game. Like I've just told you
Oh.
all of the rules.
Wow.
Um, it's it's great.
Oh, you,
It is a complete information abstract strategy game. I like it a lot.
so do you like all the, I call them coffee table, games with like the wooden pieces, the wooden boards, and abstract. Like, have you
Yeah,
played a lot of those? Yeah,
yeah, I like those.
that's awesome. Um, okay, this is an interesting question. Would you prefer teleportation or telepathy? I think teleportation. You would prefer
Yeah,
teleportation. Yeah.
I think teleportation. Telepathy would be cool. I wouldn't say no to it, but I would way rather be able to just go anywhere in the world whenever I want.
Yeah. Um, Unbirthday Angel hasn't heard of the one that you love. Her sister likes Picture Picture. I haven't heard of Picture
I don't know
Picture.
that one.
Uh, I think you have a good sense of direction.
It depends on where I am, but I generally feel like I have a good sense of what way I'm facing, like what cardinal direction I'm facing. Um, and I'm pretty good at being able to like retrace my steps.
Okay. For me, it depends. Like, if I know where because I'm in California, if I know where the freeways are, I kind of know where I am. But
Yep.
otherwise, I'm kind of bad at
I did
it.
discover because I grew up in California, right? And so to
Yeah.
me, the ocean was always west.
Yes, that's
But it
true.
turns out that that can be very confusing if you then move to the East Coast.
That's true. Yeah, and if you're in the East Coast, it's the opposite for sure.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah. Um, do you prefer denim or leggings? I'm gonna say leggings.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh, Kima says, I'm directionally challenged. We went to a con and they were following me because I walked with the confidence. It was a mistake. We went the wrong way. Cannot read a map. It's so funny. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm one of, because, we're short, so I dodge and weave. And I
Yeah,
can get through crowds, like, pretty fast. So I'm always
same.
surprised when someone can keep up with me through a
Yeah, if I know
convention.
people are following me, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Put your hand up, yeah.
yeah,
I still think it would not be tall enough for people to see. Like having like a balloon or something right above
yeah.
me would be a little bit easier. But yeah. Let's do one more and then we'll end. Well, let's do this one. Yeah. We'll end it at the beginning. What is your first pet's name? Or what was your
Oh, their
first pet?
name?
Well, what was your first pet and what was they named?
She was a cat. Her name was Nicole. I got her
Oh,
when I was 4.
oh.
She was like walking around outside of the store that my dad was the manager of.
Mm.
Then he brought her home, and I read names out of a baby name book until she responded to one.
So she chose her name.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cute.
and
So
she
cute.
lived to be 24.
Wow. How many cats have you had in your life?
6? Is that right?
Wow.
5. 5.
So there was a big chunk where you didn't have cat then. I see.
When I was in college.
Yeah.
I mean, I still had her,
No,
but
that's
she was
true.
living with my dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That very long
Yeah.
lifespan, yeah. That is so sweet. I mean, you're two older ladies that they're what? You said they were on 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty long for a cat, too. Well, parrots live as long as humans, even longer than some humans.
Oh yeah,
They can
parrots
live.
live way longer.
Yeah.
My ex had a cockatoo. They can live to be like 80.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, like, put some stipulations in your will. Well,
Yeah.
when you have a you have a
Yep.
That is crazy. Yes, thank you so much, Bree, for chit-chatting with us. This has been so much fun.
Thanks for having me.
Was there anything you would like to promote?
So we've actually put a lot of our stuff on hold right now, but we are actively working on getting Cat in the Tower hopefully done in time for Gen Con. That'll be or at least, sorry, I don't know that we'll be able to release it at Gen Con, but at least to have it to demo at Gen Con. But Cat in the Tower is a dexterity game where you're cooperatively building a tower in the middle of the table out of these little folded pieces of paper or cardboard that is always a little off balance because the sides, like you're always, like when you're building the next level, you're going to put in 2 walls.
Oh, wow.
But the walls will always be different heights.
Oh, dang.
So the next layer will never be quite flat.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're trying to place these little cat meeples on it to move Toto, the main character, cat, up to the top.
That's cute.
But yeah, the main game that we're promoting right now is Buffet Boss, which is also a dexterity game.
Mm-hmm.
You are balancing food on your plate at a buffet. You're drafting cards that tell you which foods that you're going to be placing on your plate. And if you knock them over, you have to 3-second rule, blow it off, put it back on your plate.
That's cute.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
so that's our most recent release. It's Buffet Boss.
Man, I've seen some Asian people with their buffet plates, and it is like crazy what they do. But like do you do like the loose stuff on the bottom and put the heavy stuff on top, or do you go for meat?
You're asking my personal buffet strategy?
What's your personal buffet strategy? Not
I don't
in the game.
eat at a lot of buffets because I don't eat enough to justify the cost most of the time. But most of the ones here, like, it doesn't limit how often you can go back. So I don't really try to pack a plate so much as just take what I want and then go back with another plate for more.
That's smart. And then you can kind of walk and have a little bit more room. Yeah. Let's see. Welcome in, D-Pad Danny. How are you doing? We're going to, for those on Twitch, we're going to go ahead and rate into Maria, who is playing Elden Ring, I do believe. Because she is also a board gamer, but is currently not playing a board game. She helps run the OrcaCon in Seattle, Washington. So we're going to go ahead and start rating her. Yeah, this has been so much fun. I'm glad to get to know you a little bit better, Bree. I'm glad everyone else can. And yeah, you'll see us. We like to play games together. Most of the time, it's Arcane Wonders games, so that we can actually say that, you know, she's working during the day and get to play games with me. But yeah, copy the raid command, and please show Maria a lot of love. We'll see you next time. Tomorrow I am doing a solo because Phantom has to be called away for something more fun, technical things that he's doing for the weekend. And then on Sunday, what am I doing on Sunday? I totally forgot. But you'll see it on here. We'll do it here. And thank you so much for the follow. Yeah. On Sunday, I will be doing a Mother's Day co-stream with the Luza. So yeah, I'm gonna make a Codenames board for the Luzas, specifically for Mother's Day. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Love it.
Yeah. Thank you once again to the sponsors of the stream, Violet Daisy Games and Pink Tiger Games. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.